guys, Absolute Duelist here, coming at you with another One Piece video, and in today's One Piece video, we are going to be taking a look at the new support in ST26 and ST27, the Purple Black Luffy deck and the Black Blackbeard deck. We're going to be seeing what support is here, we're going to be talking about it, and I'm going to be telling you my thoughts and opinions on it. So without further ado, let's actually get into it and talk about this new bit of support. So we're going to be starting with the new Purple Black Luffy support here, and we all know what the leader does. 1 Don, gain +1 on all characters, and if you lose 2 Don, then you go ahead and put 2 Don back, 1 rested and 1 active. Don't need to discuss him, we already know what he does, but let's go ahead and look at the support. So the first bit of support here is a 6-cost 7k with on play / when attacking -2 Don. So it fits into the motif, you're -2, you get 2 back. If your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 5 or more Don cards on their field, your Straw Hat type leader base power becomes 7k until the end of your opponent's next turn. Now, right off the bat, this is insane. This is good in any multicolored Luffy deck or any multicolored Straw Hat deck that is purple. Now, there are a couple of decks already that I can think of that can utilize this leader, and one of them is obviously Purple Black Luffy. This is absolutely great for that because it gets the Don back, but you can also use this in the new Green Purple Luffy that was released in EBO 2. You can use this in Nico Robin. You can use this in the upcoming Blue Purple Luffy to make that deck instantaneously a 7k leader over its 6k power. This card is absolutely insane. It's once per turn basically as well because it's on attack or on play, which is absolutely insane having both in this ability, because it means that as soon as you play it, you're going to instantly become a 7k base leader, and well, when you attack with it, you're gonna become a 7k base leader, which is just great. Perfect bit of support. This card is absolutely insane and is great for any Straw Hat type leader that is purple and multicolored. And as I said off the top of my head, some of the best will be the Nico Robin, Black Purple Luffy itself, and Blue Purple Luffy with Green Purple Luffy as well, because all of these leaders are multicolored and all of them get a benefit from getting that additional power. So really is just a great card overall. Next, we have a General Frankie. On play, -2 Don. Give up to 2 of your opponent's characters -2 power during this turn. This bit of support, yeah, this one doesn't do anything for me. I think this card is actually pretty trash. Like, let's be honest, you're paying 8 Don, you're getting a 10k character, that's good, but you're minusing 2 Don to give 2 of your opponent's characters -2k power. There's a Brook that already kind of does this, where on play it can -2k power from something. So in my personal opinion, this card ain't worth it. It's not good enough. I don't like this card at all. It's pretty bad. Next, we have Nico Robin. 4k free cost, 2k counter. On play, -2 Don. Add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck as active. So basically, this card is great. Now, this card specifically is only going to really be used in Black Purple Luffy, just because you're getting 1 Don back for free cost, which is great. But this card overall is amazing in Black Purple Luffy because of that. Because you're getting that additional Don, it means that you're able to ramp if you go first or second, which is mainly one of the things that this deck needs to do, because, well, if you go first, then you only really have one option to ramp, which would be the Zoro, and the Zoro doesn't have any counter on it, whereas this does. And the Zoro, well, it's 1 card that you need to see out of your entire deck, and there's only 4 copies of it in your deck, and let's be honest, unless you see it off the Trafalgar Law 1 cost, you're not going to have a chance of utilizing it. So this card here gives you that chance, it gives you the search ability for it, and honestly, it gives you that additional ramp card, which is going to make Black Purple Luffy even better, just because you have that additional ramp source, which is great. And on top of all of that, it's a 2k counter. I don't think I need to explain further when it comes to 2k counters, right? So great card in general, really do like this overall. Next, we have Tony Chopper, our boy Chopper. Free cost 4k, 1k counter blocker. On play, -2 Don. Rest up to 1 of your opponent's Don cards or characters with a 1 cost or less. I don't like this. That's just my personal preference. I think this card, yes, it's a decent blocker. You can go ahead and prevent a Don basically from being up to get rid of an event counter in your opponent's hand from being a problem. If you're in a mirror match and the purple Luffy player left a Don up, then you can go ahead and rest it so they can't come giant. But overall, I'm not a big fan of the card. It doesn't do much for me, and I think, yeah, blocker's cool, but I wish it could rest a character higher than 1. Like, you are minusing 2 dons, so it can't be really used in any other deck on top of that. So I think it should have probably been 4 or less, like the Usohachi, but hey, that's just my personal preference. It's a blocker. It does go ahead and rest a Don and getting around Gum Gum Giant, but overall, I'm just not a big fan of the card. Next, we have Sober Mask. 7 cost 9k with the ability that says, if you have a Sangro or Sanji character with 7k base power or more, give this card in your hand -5 cost. Now that's actually pretty cool because it means if you do control any, well, Sanji or Sangro on your board, you get to play a 9k character for 7 cost, which is pretty good, and there obviously is only one that really comes to mind that you would be playing with this card, and that would probably be the 7 cost Rush one that has 7k base power and can also rest an opponent's character. But this does have one downside where on play, you return all of your Sangros and Sanji characters to the hand. Now, this is a mandatory ability, so you're getting a 2 cost 9k, but you do also lose that 7 cost character that you did play, which could be good in certain situations, of course, because you do return the Rush back, which can then rest another character, which does give you the ability to go ahead and maybe rush through again, which is pretty good, and have you some setup for the following turn. But it really does depend on the situation that you're in with how good this card is overall, and I think it's kind of very lackluster overall when it comes down to it. But that's all the support we do have for Black Purple Luffy. I think a lot of the support is decent, but the only cards that I really see ending up being played for this support is gonna be this Luffy, which does make your leader's base power 7k, which is just absolutely insane in my personal opinion, and the Nico Robin, which will obviously only be used in Black Purple Luffy, or potentially in maybe Green Purple Luffy, if you do want to go ahead and use it as a 2k counter, which you can search, which could be pretty decent. But nonetheless, that is the Black Purple Luffy support. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ST27 cards, which are Blackbeard support. So we got Marshall D Teach here, Blackbeard, Emperor of the Sea, and he is obviously your on-play effects are negated, and he has Activate Main, trash 1 card from your hand, and your opponent's on-play effects are negated until the end of your opponent's next turn. We all know this leader, he's one of the most annoying leaders in the game, but let's see what Bandai chose to give this guy as support. So, the first card we have here is obviously Marshall D Teach himself as a character. He is a 7 cost 8k with the ability that is Activate Main, you may rest this character, KO up to 1 character with a cost of 3 or less. So essentially, built-in Jack with no cycling ability, but it gets to go ahead and get that KO, which is really good overall, because you do get to go ahead and KO a free cost, which is really good for Blackbeard, just because, well, this is searchable in Blackbeard unlike Jack would be, and also you have a lot of decrease abilities in Blackbeard already, where you can go ahead and use cards like Laboon, or you can use Van Augur to decrease characters by quite a bit, and then just go ahead and play this Blackbeard and KO them very easily, which is pretty good, right? Like, you're getting that big Blackbeard, he's gonna go ahead and remove stuff, and it gives you that finally 8-7 Don turn plays that the deck never really had, because one of the things this deck was actually missing was that 7-8 Don turn, where you would normally, because you don't have much to do, maybe drop a Jesus Burgess, or maybe drop like a Lafitte or something, but now you have something dedicated to that turn to go ahead and remove things, which is actually pretty decent. And it also has an on-KO ability, which is very good as well, that says add up to 1 black card from your trash to your hand, which actually makes this one of the most generic black cards in the game, just because, well, this dies, I'm gonna go ahead and get back any black card in the game. I'm gonna go ahead and get back my 10 cost Blackbeard. I'm gonna go ahead and get back a Jack, a Kaido. In other decks, I'm going to get back Rob Lucci, Rebecca, Sengoku in Navy decks. You can go ahead and grab any black card from your trash, so not only will this card be used in Blackbeard, but this card will most likely see play in other black decks as well, to go ahead and have that utilization. Like, I could see this card very easily being used in something like the Black Luffy deck, just because, oh, you kill it, I get like a Sanji back to remove something on play. I can get a Brooke back, I can get a Rebecca back. Like, this card is very, very nice for a lot of black decks, and I think this card will actually see more play in other decks than the deck it was built for in Blackbeard, which I think is actually pretty interesting to see. Alright, next we have San Juan Wolf. Now, this card is an interesting one to say the least. It is a 4-cost 6k 1k power character with, if your leader is Blackbeard Pirate type, this character gains blocker and 1 cost for every 4 cards in your trash. Now, this is a very good card because it's a 4-cost 6k blocker with the ability to gain more cost to prevent your opponent from removing it, and it does have an added on ability, so it can't go in any other decks or any other future Blackbeard Pirate decks for on-play trash 1 card, but I don't know how I feel about that additional clause being added on, just because, like, what's the point? You're already leader locked to have the blocker and cost increase, but it's a bit weird to tack on the on-play trash 1 card from your hand, because obviously Blackbeard's ability just counters that out instantly, so I guess this is a future-proof thing for future Blackbeard leaders, but nonetheless this is a very good card overall. Just having the ability to have a 4-cost 6k blocker that you can revive off of Kuzan or you can play on turn 2 is very strong, and this card overall is definitely going to be one of the cards that do see play in Blackbeard because of that. So yeah, generally very strong card. And yeah, let's go ahead into the next bit of support, which is 6-cost Kuzan. 6-cost Kuzan is a 6k power 1k counter blocker and has the ability on KO play up to 1 Blackbeard Pirates type character from your trash with 5 cost or less. Now, that in my opinion is brilliant. That is a great card right there, because if your opponent removes it or you block with it, you can get back 5-cost Kuzan, which can revive another card, giving you a draw on top of that. You can go ahead and revive Jesus Burgess, which might have been put in trash by something like a Ben Beckman or something. You can revive pretty much anything. Blockers, big characters, Van Augers, Doc Hughes, any 5 or less character in Blackbeard, which I think is great. It's a good card overall. Is this in range of something like Ben Beckman, meaning you can't get that effect at times? Yes, it's a bit of a downside there, but overall, I think this card is brilliant. I think this card is great. Is it overall amazing? No, it's not the best bit of support here, and it's not the greatest bit of support we could have seen, but I do think this card is very decent for Blackbeard and very good overall for the kind of plan that you have at times. And if it gets KO'd, free cards back are always very nice. But let's go on to the next bit of support as well, which is a 1-cost 1k Katarina Devon 2k counter, and its ability is activate main. You may trash this character. If your leader is the Blackbeard Pirates type, give up to one of your opponent's characters a -1 cost during this turn, and on KO, draw 1 card. I'm gonna be real, you're never playing this. This card is never hitting the board unless you really require that 1 minus cost there, but it's gonna be used because this is the 3rd 2k counter for Blackbeard, and one of my issues with Blackbeard has always been the amount of 2k counters in the deck, and having this kind of fixes that issue. So we can have up to 12 2ks in Blackbeard now, giving us more protection, which is very decent for the deck overall, and it's something that the deck actually did need in my personal opinion. So seeing a new 2k is actually pretty good for the deck and will help the deck quite a lot in the long run. And then the last bit of support here is Alvaro Pizarro, 1-cost 1k counter, activate main once per turn. You may rest one of your fuller lead cards. If your leader has the Blackbeard types, this character gains 4k power during this turn. On KO, draw 1 card. So essentially, you rest your fuller land, you get to go ahead and make him 5k. Is that amazing? It's okay, don't get me wrong. I'd probably rather search with the filler land to go ahead and cycle my hand, get a better card, and put more cards in trash for, well, Jesus Burgess. And on KO, he does go ahead and draw me a card, so it's not like I'm losing anything by swinging a 5k, right? But hey, he's an okay card, I'd say. He's probably, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 5, 6, somewhere around there, just because he's an additional swing and gives you a draw if he dies. So your opponent kills it, you get a draw. If they don't kill it, you're going to get another free swing. And it's a 1-cost character, so it's actually pretty decent in that area too. So yeah, I think I could see this card actually being played, but I think it's better to go ahead and use the filler land to go ahead and get the new card instead of, you know, making this guy able to swing, right? But nonetheless, cool card, and yeah, that's the last bit of support. So guys, what do you actually think of all of this support? I've given my thoughts and opinions on every single card here. We've got 4 more structure decks to come as well, and I can't wait to see what's going to be in those. But honestly, I think the Blackbeard support and the purple-black Luffy support is very, very strong. Like, the Nico Robin and the Luffy are by far the best cards to come out of the structure deck for Luffy. And then the Blackbeard, the only card I actually realistically seeing a lot of play is this 7-cost Teach. This 7-cost Teach is amazing. He's a perfect replacement for Jack as well, just because he doesn't cycle, he gets cards back if he dies. It's brilliant that he's just there and can go ahead and get that ability without having to get rid of a card that you wouldn't want to get rid of anyway, and also recycle stuff from your trash as well, which is great. So yeah, what do you personally think on this support? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And guys, that's all I have for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Absolutely Duelist, signing out. Later all.